Ellevan music, everyone. How about it?
What's good, y'all?
Hey, Ellevan.
How you
Not
doing?
to be confused with Macklemore.
A white rapper joke immediately. I haven't even said a
Wow.
whole fucking
I
sentence.
know. It's just that it's kind of stunning how much you look like him.
Really?
He got to the white rapper joke before I could even ask like how the upside down was the last time you were there.
The upside down cake?
No, the upside down from Stranger Things. It's a Stranger Things reference.
You two are fucking pieces of work.
Yeah. Reese told us not to fuck this up, and I feel like we instantly have. I'm so sorry. It's
Real
good to
piece
meet
Well, it
you.
was the worst was on the pre-show. I didn't know Ellevan had joined us, and I was like, "Hey, Kelly, got any fucking notes on this guy?"
Oh no.
I'm kidding. We are very excited to have you here.
Don't judge us. Don't judge us from this one podcast alone, Ellevan. We're normally very nice guys. Very very nice guys.
You could ask all our friends about us.
Ask all
They'll
our
tell you
friends.
to stay far away from us.
I write do I write Starseed on my Instagram or my Twitter?
It's on your Instagram, and I was wondering what that meant. That's why I wanted to
I
bring it
should
up at
probably
the end.
change that because the ecosystem of Instagram doesn't lend itself very well to that type of perception, meaning
Are we saying
you don't-
Starseed?
You don't know what the fuck that means.
I'm dumb though, Ellevan. Don't go off my interpretation of it because I'm an idiot.
But you know what? Most people are. Like, I think they say for general reach in marketing, write at like a grade 4 reading level.
Mhm.
Wow.
So no, that's true. Like, so that's
If you look at my Instagram, I heed that advice.
Yeah. So I guess there's a group of entities perhaps gathering on this earth right now to do some specific work. And since we communicate in symbols as our ego identities, I choose to put that out there. It's probably too deep for Instagram, though. It should just be like, let me write you verse, bitch, or make some
Dude, bro, you just glossed over a lot of stuff real quick there. You just snuck in a bunch of info real quick.
Well, for two people that just made white rapper and Stranger Thing jokes immediately, I don't expect a lot of kickback from that.
It's fair enough, but
I mean, hold on. One, I thought that was a pretty interesting thing to say in a kind of like in an ancient aliens kind of way.
Yeah.
Two, I was then basically going to spend the rest of this conversation talking to you about fucking UAPs and shit and asking how you felt about all that stuff.
Okay, do you own a microwave?
No, not what the fuck. God damn it.
Dude,
Did you say entities? Did you say the word entities before?
Entities, yeah.
What kind of entities did you say? Did you say celestial entities?
We are all, like, your physical being is just the tiny tip of the iceberg of, like, what you actually are. Like, you're much more energy than you are physical manifestation. So we're all really just energy beings. And there's a certain amount gathered on the earth right now. The density of the earth right now is lit. It's a party for the galaxy. And they're looking, and it's cool. But consciousness
do you think it's the last call at that party, though?
What's that?
Do you think it's like the last call at that party? And that we're all...
No, this never goes. You're just temporary.
Does this touch on dark matter? Does this theory encapsulate the idea of dark matter?
Everything encapsulates dark matter. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you talked about like the microwave like things and all the things humans worry about. It's all just consciousness. It's all just contrast, teaching us something, having a journey here. There's no right or wrong. I love it.
So earlier when we were talking about that girl who saw the invisible man on the airplane.
Yes.
What's that about? What's your thoughts on that?
You on a deep level then?
It's probably a shapeshifter.
Yo.
Like, for us to... This is something like, oh, is this all there is, monkeys? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cute story, homie. Get out of here. We're interdimensional beings. Look at your own perception of the past. You can change memories. You can change the reality.
Did you watch...
What's that?
Sorry, did you watch any of the hearings or the not the hearings, but the...
I didn't follow it. I watched the video, though.
Yeah, I mean, some of the clips and stuff, yeah. Like, here's my one thing about that. Like, and I guess this is kind of where my skepticism comes in a little bit. I think with everything that's going on in kind of like mainstream politics and stuff, and you see what like the back and forth between like the left and right kind of thing, I have this theory that all this shit is happening now, and all these kind of disclosures and these testimonies and these guys talking about all this like wild shit that's never been talked about, like in a form. I feel like it's a bit of a smokescreen. Like as much shit as there might be like real shit that they're talking about, like I feel it's like a bit of a smokescreen that the right is putting up right now to be like, yeah, we'll talk about this, but nothing is being done about it in a real meaningful way. Like right now, it's just like a bunch of dudes like fucking talking about
It's
some
just
shit.
the rollout, man. Everything's a marketing campaign. Everything's a marketing campaign. Politics are not real. It's theater. They're organizing you. The homies that are left and right, they're all friends. They don't give a fuck. The fear was about the little marketing campaign about the virus and then the vaccines, and now they got people talking about the aliens. It's all the distraction, dude. It's all whatever. And they know about it all. And they're just like, all right, pump a little of that. Pump a little of that. Get them. And what's really going on is they're changing the value of money. And they're increasing the taxation. Like they're just furthering their grasp, and then they're distracting you with things that they know anyway, but are only news to you because you decide to follow the tube.
Not only are they changing the value of money, they're making actual cash money obsolete, which I think is...
Well, it's all going to be tied to your digital identity. As soon as they got those fucking vax passes, they put your digital identity, and that's going to track you. And now Instagram, it offered me the ability to make money on Instagram, and I got to give them everything. My SIN number, and they're going to tie that together. And then there's no more not
like
using your legal name to cross the border.
Yeah.
Having a different identity, you know, they're like, they just like, and at the end of the day, what are we so fucking scared of?
Just,
right?
It's just change, right? Evolution. Yeah,
15-minute cities and all that. It's good, right? It's easier.
What's the 15-minute city theory? I've read that online.
Oh, it's just the grid system. It's the grid system. So unless I make a certain amount of money, I can't just go to Mississauga. My carbon footprint will be charged, and that's attached to my digital ID, like your license plate when you go on the 407, when you go on the toll. So it's just like, and then it's grids. So eventually we'll give that up past human discernment.
Districts.
Into districts, yeah, into technology. Eventually that will grow into a grid system that's actually just powered by a crystal. That's one theory. But like basically the elimination of human discernment is already happening. Because once we lose our intuition and only subscribe to political-based science, more than half people made their choice. And that's going to be a good thing for a lot of people, because those who don't have creativity to create their own vision and will, if you don't have a driving force to fucking kill this shit, you should just be an employee. You should chill. You should listen. I agree. And until you have enough to go get it, just chill. Like, I think it's a good thing. Everyone's so scared. As you said, the right is all like, everybody got to fight for their freedom. No, they don't. People who have jobs, no, they don't. It's okay. Live your 9 to 5. Take whatever they tell you to take. Like, that's the real thing. Like, it's not going to change now. Like, more than half people, chef kiss. The fucking system got to work. We need cogs. Sacrifice.
That's a good point. Not everyone could be an influencer. Let me add, or an entertainer or an actor, right?
Anyone can be anything you want to be. You want to be an artist on Etsy. You want to be anything. You want to grow your own thing. You want to take risks. It's like, it sucks. It's not fun. You got to build a fucking business yourself. It sucks. Don't do it. Comply, bitch. Comply.
I launched a successful comedy festival this year.
That's it. With his own two hands.
Let's go.
Let me ask you. It's a famous question on this show that people like to find out. What are you smoking right now, in terms of herbs, and what are your go-tos at the moment?
I love 1964 Simply Beer Organics, if we're talking legal.
Yeah.
And this is the Comatose by them. And I got myself a little treat to come on the show. I'm like, this is going to be the perfect high to hang out with these guys and just rip. As you can tell, just so high I can't care to not be honest.
No, I mean, and listen, we almost veered you off the cliff at the beginning of the segment, so we're happy that you're sticking with us. What's life like here? Coming up in the fall here, are you touring? Are you performing? What's the haps?
Bro, so dropping an album September 7th. Really excited about that, called
Hey-o.
Secondary School. I started working with a high performance coach last year. And what we broke down is like, why do you have such a unique perspective? What's the gift you give? And then almost explain why. What makes an Ellevan? What caused this self-awareness? Obviously trauma and pain. How so? What type of breakthroughs did I have? Why did my ego shatter? And then, of course, rebuild itself. We always need that motherfucker to live that world. You know,
Of course.
my ego has a bank account, not the spirit. It's good, like, you know, or has the keys to my home or whatever. So album explaining that, dealing with homelessness, street violence, all sorts of wild, wacky stuff. And then before that, I'm dropping another single. But in that sweet time, we're having a show, Discipline Stoners Live. It's the 5th event I've thrown with my partner, Winnie, who has my podcast, Discipline Stoners. And yeah, we sold out Bar Cathedral a bunch, which is down on the Esplanade here. And I was always pushing boundaries. I was having Bang, who's managed by Indiva, like Bang Edibles sponsor the show as a feature, and have them right across from So Fucking Good Bakery, Ashley, who's Legacy. And so I was always kind of, and that's all in a licensed establishment. And they're giving,
That's awesome.
yeah, and we figured out the loopholes, how to give infused material in a licensed establishment in a ticketed space, which is gifts or raffles directly from us. So I learned all this shit, got better at the pitch, and then, yeah, we're doing it actually at a weed shop now instead of selling alcohol, because I don't drink alcohol. As my man pours up a beer, I love that.
It's not beer.
Oh, it's not?
It's a seltzer.
I love that.
Seltzer, sir.
I love a seltzer.
He's
Dude,
a sponsor of seltzers.
I love that.
You also have a live. Is the live show you're talking about the August 26th comedy and
Yes, sir.
freestyling show? That's awesome.
Yes.
And how do you? I've done the comedy freestyles before from a comedian's perspective, but I imagine this was a bit more thought out and elevated compared to what I did. What's the format of your show, and like
Did you say you did the comedy freestyles?
Years ago, I did it with Charles Daglian. So you had 3 rappers who were doing freestyles, and then comedians would joke and roast the freestyles.
OMG, that's funny. No, this is just stand-up comedy. I started the series with Brandon Zakai, and we've parted ways since, but that's called Rhythm and Flow, and he'd get a lineup of comedians. Actually, Reese Turner was supposed to be on this one until we shifted gears. We're going to do it at the Redwood Theater, but now we shifted gears and changed it up, and I went more with the 420 community, because that's like basically what I was bringing to the table, and through the podcast, I get to keep up to date with that community a lot. Kelly's part of our community there. She came out to our Peterborough show. So it's just stand-up comedy on its own, and they do their thing. And then my show is the thing that had me fucking booked first class around the world and shit before the pandy shut everything for a minute. So I got a great, it's my high ticket offer. Is like my improv show. It's unlike any other version of this craft you've seen, because I am essentially writing full songs. I establish chorus and hook into a 16-bar verse, or whatever the arrangement of the genre lends itself to best, and it's a complete resolve. I'm a trained improviser originally, from Second City, but I grew up in Vancouver, so VTSL. So I'm essentially doing mini long-form improv in my head musically after putting in 10,000 hours as a freestyle rapper. Across communities, and I busked across America, and used to do outside the Blue Jay Center. Made the most money in my life up to that point outside the Blue Jay Center, bro. Fucking insane. Just like really learned what rhymes with everything, and then learned to put it into practice in an emotional way where I access flow state very quick when I start this, because I engage the imagination mentally and then engage my heart through the feeling of what I'm telling. So I'm like an actor almost, as opposed to a rapper saying, I'm so cool because I'm spitting my bars and everything relates back to me being hard. Like, I'm actually like, if the audience, so here's how I get a suggestion. I say, who's brave? And then someone goes, me. And I'm like, okay, pull out your DMs, bro. And then they always shudder. And then I'm like, how brave were you? Let me see. And then I get their text or DM, and I get them to read it. And whatever statement they read, that's the name of the song. and then I go and
So
I ask what genre shall we lean.
right.
And they can go jazz, they can go country, they can go rock, they can go rap, they can go whatever. They can go they said a specific type of rap or a specific type of influence genre. It doesn't matter, whatever someone says. And then I get another piece of information just yelled from the crowd, and then I blend it together. So it would just be.
So you're like a human version of one of those like Chat GPT robots.
You're so on point, dude. You're very perceptive. That's awesome. Not
That's
just that,
right.
because what
That's
you
what we
said,
say
but
about him.
listening to you talk too, and just like about how you put me in your chair when you were talking about that lady flipping out about the airplane. And you're like, you're tucked in, you're ready to fly, you're ready to take off. Like, that's so true. That's such a human moment. You're so good at zoning in on human moments. That's a gift.
Bro, and cool. So and also,
he's still taking it back with a compliment.
yeah, I was like, oh, people don't usually say nice things about me.
No, people usually hate him. Ellevan, very quickly, where can we find you online? And just one more time, if you could plug the album on September 7th real quick.
Lit. Thanks, bro. I am Ellevan Music, ELLEVAN music, spelt normally, or the traditional way. And the name of the album is Secondary School, because when I was in high school, it became secondary. Like school became second. It was trippy. I was gonna name it High School. Bless you.
Sorry.
That's okay. And then I traveled to Vancouver to go back to my high school to do a photo shoot in front of it for the cover of it. And when we took the picture, it was like secondary schoolers right ahead of me. Like, oh my god, it wrote itself. Anyway, that's that. Thanks for having me, guys. Love.
Thanks for coming
Kind
on.
of like that
really
Nickelback fucking photograph song.
Yeah,
Look at this photograph. Anyway,
we got to get you back after the album launches, and with Reese, and we'll go more in depth. That'd be awesome.
Love,
yeah, man.
brother.
Thanks for doing this, though.
Thank you. My pleasure.
If Reese asks, tell us we didn't fuck it up, okay?
You guys killed it. Immediately.
I love you, Ellevan. I'm so sorry about the white